Brooks Koepka is with us now. Brooks, 4 under today. What are your thoughts on your opening round?
I thought it was solid. I felt like I just kind of stayed patient through the whole thing. It was pretty ho-hum. I felt like the only time hit one bad drive, made bogey there on 17, drew a pretty brutal lie on the right rough. But it felt like the only time I really made birdie is they were 5-footers. Wasn't putting bad, but just wasn't hitting it exceptionally close. Just got lucky to finish the way I did.
Thanks. We'll take some questions now, starting with Mike 4.
Brooks, you're out there trying to get something going. All of a sudden, you make the eagle and the birdie. Can you take us through those, and what kind of lift does that give you at the tail end of a round?
Yeah, I said to Ricky, I think walking up 5, if we could get the 3 or 4, that'd be nice. You just stay patient. That's what majors are all about, I think. And you can't win it today, but you're just trying to hang around and give yourself a chance or in a good spot come Sunday.
And what did you hit in at 7, and then what did you hit at 8?
Yeah, I actually got kind of lucky. I was standing on a sprinkler head. I was in the first cut, but I was able to move it back to the fairway, which kind of helped. I was either going to hit 5-iron from the first cut or move it back 2 yards and hit 6-iron. Obviously not aiming there, so it's pulled. But that's why you take that line. You know what I mean? You're hitting to the center of the green and just trying to make 4 and get out of there. But it was nice to see the one on 8 go in. I thought it was short, so I'll take it. Really happy the way I finished.
Next up, Mike 8, followed by 12.
Brooks, obviously it's the first round. There's a long way to go. But when you're looking at the board and you see somebody like Xander who kind of posts the course record, do you get a little antsy, or is there just so long to go in this thing?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was out there. Soft conditions, especially with the grass change instead of having the bent, that zoysia makes it a lot easier. I think a little wet, but it was definitely out there. I'd just stay patient. I think Ricky kept telling me all day, just stay patient, just wait your turn, and I think that's one of the things I'm exceptionally well at. Sometimes during a round of golf, you just got to wait your turn, and you kind of catch that run with like I did with an eagle birdie.
Mike 11.
Brooks, do you think you've always been a patient person, or is that something you had to learn, and how would you learn it?
Oh, God, no. I'm not a patient person. I think it started maybe back in 2014, just when I was trying to study guys. I studied DJ, GMAC. Those guys were big influences on me in the way I approach it, and just even kind of, I played a good bit with Rory, I think in 14, 15 too, watching how he did things. I mean, I was still in the Challenge Tour. My first year in the PGA Tour was 15, so just trying to figure out how to adjust to getting out there.
Right here, Mike 7.
Brooks, as a guy who's obviously had a lot of success in majors, have you found that it's easier to take risks knowing that you have had success in majors as opposed to maybe somebody who is still looking for their first win in a tournament like this?
I don't think I take risks in a major. That's kind of the problem. I think in regular events, I take more pins on, or maybe a little bit more aggressive off the tee, hitting driver into a place maybe where I wouldn't necessarily hit it here. But yeah, I just got to figure out where the miss is in a major. That's what I've always done and what I feel like I'm very good at.
12, then 14.
Brooks, going back to the patience question, what did you pick up from those guys when you were watching them, and what did you learn, like, specifically?
I was very impatient. I couldn't understand if I'd hit a 7-iron to 15 feet. It would drive me nuts. I just was like striving for perfection. I said it earlier this year. I watched DJ. It was at the WGC down at Doral, Trump's place. He hit it right into the trees, and I'll never forget it. He kind of punched it out, and it hit the curve of the cart path and kind of came back to where he was, and he just laughed at it, and I couldn't understand that. I was talking to my agent about it. And then getting to know DJ over the years, just kind of how he thinks and how he approaches things, and I think that's his biggest attribute, is being able to just kind of, if something bad happens, just kind of let it go, and something good happens, you don't want to get too high, too low, just kind of stay and ride the wave a little bit. But and then GMAC, I thought he's always been a gritty player and somebody that's gotten the most out of his game, and he's super talented, and he's always fighting and always trying, and just the way they play and the way they see shots and how they go about it.
To keep the theme on patience, is there a moment when you flip the switch and patience gets turned off? Is it like a certain number of holes left, down by a certain number of shots? When do you stop being patient?
It doesn't. On Sunday, if it's you're 4 back with 4 to play or something like that, then you got to take a little bit of some risks. But pretty much through the first 3 days, I'm just trying to hit the center of the greens and get out of there. And if you pull one like I did on 7 and hit it close, it's great. But the way I see it is, I'm pretty sure all my misses today were on the correct side of the hole, and that's something that I noticed. I don't know if like anybody else besides Ricky is noticing that, but it felt that way. A lot of them were on the correct side.
Mike 9.
Brooks, do you think earlier in your major career you might have been tempted to chase after Xander, and is that part of the maturation process of playing majors?
No, I don't think so. I guess there is a little bit of maturity that you got to have as you develop over the years. So I think now it's very obvious to me where it wasn't as obvious in the beginning, but it's just something I've just tried to. I didn't really start playing majors till end of 13. I think the PGA at Oak Hill was my first one, or first true one, or the way I think about it. But then I followed up good in 14 and at Pinehurst. I think I finished 5th or 4th or something and got me in. And yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks for your time, Brooks.
Thanks.
We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.